So we have a contract with Iowa Child Support, and we are part of the Child Welfare Research and Training Project, which is in the Human Development and Family Studies Department, which is in the College of Human Sciences, which is at Iowa State University.
Iowa Child Support will request a training project, and our team will start meeting on how to design and develop that project and deliver that training.
I get to design based on what the Child Support Recovery Unit needs for a training. What they'll do is they'll offer me some text or a manual with specific information that they would like to have put into an interactive design.
You know, it's a couple hundred pages of manual each, and I feel like it's kind of my job then to siphon that down so that it's a quick and easy way for their employees to learn.
We start with an instructional design process. We go through several phases and steps within that process to ensure that the training and learning materials for staff are efficient and helpful for their daily work.
I'll do all kinds of training development, and sometimes the elements of that training depends upon what I can do to put it on like a learning management system, LMS, and that's when I communicate with Mark about that.
The content itself can vary from basic trainings that might be just reading a PDF, but you want to make it look pretty good, to really interactive stuff.
So once we develop the learning objective, so we can start thinking about assessment or a way to measure what the learner got with this training.
I've really been concentrating on sort of customer service skills or soft skills, the customer's experience, that kind of things. So you get the mechanics of what you're supposed to be doing as a child support case manager, but you're also getting some suggestions about how to interact productively with customers.
It's really rewarding to work with people who are here to really better the lives of the children and families in Iowa, and we have a small portion of that, but it's a really rewarding experience to be a part of that.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Evans, and I'm a project coordinator with Parenting It's a Life, which is an outreach project with CWRTP.
What we do with Parenting It's a Life, or PILE for short, is we do outreach efforts across the state on the realities of parenting. So we have 10 modules that we go out and present on, everything from decisions and goals to peer pressure, resiliency, and then things like child support and paternity establishment, to kind of get them familiar with that. And it's really an interactive program that we do. We hire Iowa State students to go out and facilitate to those classrooms.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm an outreach educator. I'm an undergraduate student at Iowa State as well. I help present the modules, usually with Catherine or another undergraduate facilitator. When we're not doing school visits, a lot of us help out with different projects PILES has. So for me, I do the newsletter editing, and then I also help come up with ideas for different social media campaigns and different things each month that we can focus on for social media.
There's a variety of ways that people can request us to come into their classroom, whether it be like they requested online, or maybe they heard through a different teacher or anything like that. But we also have a lot of built-up relationships with a lot of the same schools that we go just about every year, whether it's just for one presentation or all 10 modules.
We received a federal grant from the federal government in which we're expanding our program, and my portion of the program is to expand it into reaching community college students with life skills information. So what that means is I was able to facilitate several in-person college parenting simulations to introduce community college students to the realities of being a student parent and a student at the same time.
I'm Amy Peters. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Voluntary Paternity Affidavit Program, and I work with Allison White, who's a graduate assistant, on some research aspects on the VPA project.
My name is Allison, and I'm a doctoral student in the Human Development and Family Studies program at Iowa State University.
So as the outreach coordinator for the VPA project, my responsibility is to work with hospitals and community organizations and parents across the state to help educate them about how to establish paternity using the voluntary paternity affidavit for unmarried parents.
And as a graduate assistant, I really love working on this project because I get to make connections with different community partners, and I have Amy and the rest of our team there to help guide me through it.
I'm Matt Femright. I'm a legal analyst. I provide research support for the Assistant Attorney Generals. I also go and keep track of Iowa Court of Appeals and Supreme Court opinions that get filed and let them know and summarize ones that are highly relevant to them.
I edit and rewrite chapters of what we call the Attorney Guidebook. There's about 61 chapters of that, various topics related to child support. And I also do special projects, memos on some particular issue that's come up that's never been addressed, and whatever else needs to be done.
One of the opportunities of professional development that leadership lined me up with right away when I first started was working on the Child Support Training Partnership. And that partnership brings together child support workers or people who are working specifically in training child support workers from all over the U.S., from different tribal nations and different state agencies are all invited to be a part of that partnership.
My job is great because I get to work with a variety of digital mediums. I make print materials, I make online materials like videos. I get to manage the website and write some articles and stories for that, as well as for a newsletter that goes to child support customer service workers.
The contract itself, we've had this between Iowa State University and Iowa Child Support for over 30 years. It's an annual contract that we have, and we provide training, outreach, and research. Those are our three branches that we provide to people. The contract that we have with Iowa Child Support is a really unique one. It's unique because it's higher education contracting with the state of Iowa government. And there's not a lot of those across the country. And so it's really neat that we can provide a research and outreach and training service to state government. And then what Iowa State gets in return is this great career experience for our student workers. We also have a full team of staff that get to utilize their skills.
What I really like is that it's such a mix of personalities and skills and perspectives. And to me, that provides the most stimulating environment for creating trainings and working together and getting new ideas and brainstorming. And it's just a wonderful group to work with.
I always say we are in the business of human services, and Child Welfare Research and Training Project does a beautiful job of emulating that we are humans, so we're in the business of human services.